Welcome back to CavsHQ, driven by Ganliato, Mike Snyder, Brad Sellers, Scott Zurilla with you. Glad to have you with us. The Cavaliers still in the midst of a Western road trip that'll conclude with them actually going to Denver later this week and then Charlotte before they come home Saturday, and they'll take on the Washington Wizards. But while the Cavaliers are on the road, the man that cooks for them daily when they're at home and is their chef, well, he gets a little break here, and that's why we get a chance to talk with Chef Terry Bell. He is the Cavaliers team chef, does most of his work out of Cleveland Clinic Courts. Chef Terry, we welcome you.
Thanks for having me.
You know, this is so interesting, so much about nutrition and the importance of it, and we really hear the players talk about it. I know LeBron over the years. It's quite a job right now, I guess, and you've told us a little bit as we hit the air here, but on a day, give us a kind of a daily basis. Cavaliers, let's say they've got a practice at Cleveland Clinic Courts. What is your day like out there?
Usually I get in about, depends on the day, either at 6 in the morning, 7 in the morning. They get a full breakfast in the morning, anywhere from, it's always fresh cut fruit. There's always cereal. I do oatmeal for the guys with all their different toppings to put on it. We do some sort of potato. They got eggs. I do turkey sausage, turkey bacon, pork sausage, pork bacon, breakfast sandwiches, pancakes. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. And then they can do we can make stuff to order for them.
Now, this will be before a practice, actually. They get in there earlier.
Actually, some guys, it's quite amazing to see what some of these guys will eat before they go and have a practice.
Okay. And then after they're done with the practice, then you have a lunch, or how does that work?
Yep, lunch. So you get about an hour and a half to break down breakfast to go right into lunch. And, so we're always watching on the court to see where they're at, making sure they're not getting done, too early. But so usually lunch is a salad bar. Make all my own homemade dressings and stuff for the guys. We do soup, some sort of soup every day. There's always a starch, whether it's potatoes, rice, vegetable, and then there's always the proteins, whether it's salmon, chicken, shrimp. I did Alaskan king crab leg the other day. Didn't know if that was going to go over or not, but we did it, and actually
how did it go over?
They went over. It was empty. There was nothing left.
Now, Brad, that sounds a lot like what you went through right back in the 80s and 90s, right?
You
had that, right?
I'm blown away. I'm actually blown away. I mean, this game has really evolved. It really has evolved. Before, everybody was basically on their own. So, I mean, I would pull in the Chicago Stadium at 5:45 before we had to be in the locker room at 6. You would see Jordan over there and Pippen over with McDonald's bags, eating burgers, trying to fuel up for a game. But now this thing has really changed around. Nutrition is a big part of being at your top flight, ready to play, and healthiness is the other factor. So you can come to practice, right?
Yeah.
And I can get breakfast and lunch.
Sure could.
They got to stay there all day till they're at the. I mean, they can't leave. I mean, they have to be there early.
No, some get there early, but most of the time when practice is over, they get what they want and go home, or they're bagging stuff up and taking it home with them.
But it's well prepared.
Well prepared.
It's well prepared.
It's all
healthy,
made in house.
So you don't have to worry about going to the burger joint.
It's meant to keep you from going and stopping.
Place,
right.
The things or the chocolate factory, right?
Right.
Because some guys can't handle the chocolate factory.
There's some
guys that
can't, for sure.
They can't handle it.
Terry, how long have you been with the Cavs?
This is my 9th year with the team, and a lot has changed with the food since my day one in there. I feel like every year I'm trying to reinvent myself for the guys, doing something different every year. We always say, okay, we got this year on our belt. What's going to happen next year? So just trying to make it so it's different for the guys every day, so they're not seeing the same thing. And this year we did like a short order menu, so we're cooking things to order for them, plus the stuff that's up every day for the guys. And even the nutrition part. We work with one of the Cleveland Clinic nutritionists, and she's great. I mean, she works with me, and she'll bounce stuff off me, and I'll run with it and do something else with it, and to make it so the guys like it.
Now, Terry, I can cook a little bit, but they're not going to hire me. What's your background? How did you get into cooking, get starting, and how did you come aboard with the Cavaliers?
Well, one, I'm from Northeast Ohio. I grew up here in the area. I went to culinary school in Louisville, Kentucky. I was there for 2 years, graduated, and then just worked in restaurants for 20-some years. And then it was 9 years ago somebody approached me about the Cavs needing, a chef. Oh, wow. And just one thing led to another, and wound up
Did you have any idea what it could turn into, what it's become today, 9 years later?
No idea. And the really awesome part about it is we'll get a lot of teams that come in and look at the facility, and people are kind of, most teams don't do what we do for food. That is, I've listened to some of the NBA folks that come in, and they get to eat, and they always like, wow, this is the best that we've.
This is a first-class operation here.
Yeah,
I'm telling everybody, I say it all the time, people don't do this around here. The stuff they get here is why this is how you win championships, because you're doing the extra thing. Now, the one thing I didn't ask you, what day is the former Players' Day? What day do they come? What day do we eat? I mean, not we.
What's that for Broadcasters' Day, too?
There's a few people I went to. Austin.
You're very subtle, Brad. Very subtle.
Yeah, well, we missed it. It was the other day.
There it was. There you go.
Do you get specific requests, specific players, gotta haves?
No, some guys will have things that they just from having it once, or that they'll come and want to have it, more routinely. But there's no real, just like I said, I try to keep it different for the guys every day. And then there's always a salad bar and stuff too, like a nice, awesome salad bar that these guys can make these big salads with if they want to, really load up with their greens and stuff. If there's nothing that they want to get up on the hotline.
And Terry, beyond the players, there's the staff. So about how many people are you generally preparing for on a daily basis when they're at home?
That's changed a lot too. It used to be probably anywhere between 20, 30 people to now it's about 65, maybe 70 people per meal, depending on what's going on in the facility.
Wow. Well, we'll get into that and some of your favorite recipes. Chef Terry Bell, Chef T, the team chef for the Cavaliers, taking care of the guys wearing the wine and gold. And we'll get some favorite recipes and more from the chef coming up. It's CavsHQ on Fox Sports Ohio and the Elk and Elk NBA champion, Cleveland Cavaliers.